Hey, we're cooking with gas here. On the Jackass.
Okay, careful using a phrase like that.
This trial is a travesty. It's a travesty of a mockery, of a sham, of a mockery, of a travesty, of two mockeries, of a sham.
Tradition!
Oh, shut up, Carl! Shut your goddamn Jew mouth! You people are why there's war in the Middle East!
Gekakken van jam.
Nebbig.
Verpoepoepoe.
Vermischt.
Verkakt.
Vertut.
Verstonken.
Fartig.
Exactly.
You're what Grammy Hall would call a real Jew.
Here we go.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another Jew-packed episode of American Jew.
Oi.
We're out of Brooklyn and coming to you straight from Manhattan.
Yeah.
We're on Fifth Avenue, just like all good rich Jews.
It felt like it took me 40 years wandering the desert to get here, though. That
Oh,
is for
really?
sure.
Was it a long subway ride?
Oh, boy, I was schwitzing like crazy out there.
It is a very schwitzing time here in New York. The weather is hot, hot, hot.
Well, I'm glad to be indoors.
We got our air conditioning going, and as hot as it is outside, we're still complaining that it's too cold inside.
I brought a sweater.
Did you bring a sweater?
I did.
I did not bring a sweater. All I brought is some horrible news that a senior Hamas official has urged Palestinians all over the globe to kill Jews.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible news.
Yep, that's what's going on right now.
Now, granted, this is not new news. They've just reiterated this, I guess, right? This is
Yes, if I could quote him. No, well, he just came out right now and he said, this is his quote, "All of you 7 million Palestinians abroad, enough of the warming up. You have Jews everywhere, and we must attack every Jew on the globe by way of slaughter and killing." Ugh, those are not two good ways.
He does also say, if God permits.
Oh, if God permits. So this is some serious hate speech. Hopefully it will not incite more murders of Jewish people all over the world, not more shootings in synagogues. Again, I think what's the most dangerous of this isn't even about the Jewish people. It's actually towards the Palestinian people, because this is what many Jews think of all Palestinian people.
Right.
That this is what they feel, this is what they believe, this is what they want to do. And it's just simply not true. This is one guy who, is speaking, on behalf of the whole Palestinian nation. Now this is a headline. It's not even like...
I mean, Netanyahu came out and said, well, thank you for firing up our base against you.
People have said, this is a personal statement. It doesn't represent what Hamas really thinks, and the guys just got emotional because there was a Palestinian accidentally killed on the Gaza Strip by Israel, and he's acting out. But still, this is dangerous words. These are dangerous headlines to be spreading across the country, across the world right now,
Yeah.
where anti-Semitism is on the rise everywhere.
I mean, this goes back to the thing that we talk about all the time, that there are people who think that when you're anti-Israel, you're anti-all Jews. I mean, and this is what this guy's position is. He's not just anti-Israel, he's anti-all Jews.
He is.
And he wants people in other countries to kill other Jews who may totally disagree with Netanyahu and the occupation the way we do.
He thinks that Israel and Jews are one and the same. He's bought into this kind of propaganda that the Zionist movement and even people like American politicians are spreading, that if you say anything bad against Israel, you hate all Jewish people. Now, Israel admitted they accidentally shot a Palestinian on the border. That's a horrible tragedy. I'm glad Israel admitted their wrongdoing. Of course, this is sad. This guy's taking it too far. Now he wants to kill Jews all over the world that don't even have anything to do with Israel, who certainly have nothing to do with the murder of this Palestinian man on the Strip. It's just like, it's a sad, sad world we're living in, and this guy's just spreading the hate, and it's not doing any favors to him, to the Jews, or the Palestinian people.
There have been a lot of attacks against Jews just in New York this month. They've been talking about how a lot of Hasids are getting randomly attacked. I think, first of all,
I heard that people are refusing to go in their house and turn on the lights on Shabbat.
they're having a hard time getting
They really approach a lot of people to do this.
They don't have any more local goys ready to come over?
No more local goys are willing to turn on their lights or their stoves or anything.
I mean, I say this all the time. We live in New York, where most of the Jews are. There's more Jews in New York than just about any other city, probably. And it's hard to hate any one individual group in New York. You know, we hate everybody here.
It's true.
I don't complain.
We don't discriminate.
No, it's the melting pot. We're all in here together, and I fucking hate all of these people.
I don't really care what race you are. If you're taking your sweet ass time walking up the subway stairs, I hate you.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of times you don't even know, but it's sad, and it's kind of almost funny because this guy, what happened in Israel, and now he's saying that they should kill all Jews, and it almost mirrors a little bit what's going on in the American political system, where Trump is leveraging his hatred towards, these 4 congresswomen that he has been very racist against, and he told them to go back to their country.
Yeah.
And he's trying to say because of Israel, because they don't like Israel, because they're anti-Israel, it justified him saying these things.
Ridiculous.
A lot of Republicans, not only Trump, are doing this. They're trying to leverage Israel and leverage Jews for their own political gains. And us Jews, we don't want to have anything to do with it. Keep us out of your racist Twitter rants, okay? You're the racist commander-in-chief. What you said is ridiculous. I'm sorry, but Ilhan Omar has made some comments that were questionable, but what you're saying about how going back to your country, those are just picking up on the same anti-Semitic tropes of Jews are more loyal to Israel and Jews should go back to their country. That's what he's saying to these people, and it's ridiculous.
I would be the kind of person that would tell Trump to go back to where he came from, but that means he'd be here in the city.
Yeah, unfortunately, still be here.
Just look at that fact alone. When he leaves office, he's going to be back in fucking New York City all the time, and he's going to have Secret Service on him. It's going to be. You think the traffic's bad now?
It's crazy. Trump is he's not a friend to Jewish people. He's riled up neo-Nazis. He's riled up the right wing. He probably has responsibilities by saying, there are good people on both sides for the march in Charlotte. He is, just taking it easy, and he doesn't want to lose any votes, and he's just pandering basically to everybody.
Yeah.
And he doesn't realize he wants to say, oh, he's so pro-Israel, and he wants to condemn people for making anti-Israel remarks. Meanwhile, him not chastising real anti-Semites like neo-Nazis and other people like that is really what is causing more anti-Semitism. And let me tell you, I listen to things that Ilhan Omar says. Ilhan Omar just doesn't want people to be killed. She doesn't want people to be treated poorly. She compared what's happening in some of these ICE detainment camps as to the concentration camps. And of course, Trump and other politicians jumped down her throat and said, how dare you do that? How dare you take light the Holocaust by comparing it to this? When in actuality, hundreds of historians have signed petitions saying that is a justified analogy.
Yeah.
And to go even one step further, to go into the next story we wanted to talk about, there is a group right now of Jewish protesters called Never Again, who are trying to stop how ICE is treating a lot of people in these camps where they don't have proper food, they don't have proper showers, they're treated like it is a concentration camp, and they've been getting arrested. They've raised over $180,000 to help pay for their legal bills because they've been protesting at these detainment camps all over America, and they're all Jewish people who do not want the same thing that happened to us during World War II and the Holocaust to be happening to other people, to other foreign people. And then people, like Trump or Mike Pence or other Republican politicians want to jump down our throats, but then, wave the flag of Israel and say we're pro-Israel and condemn anyone that's not Israel when they're just using Israel as a pawn for their own political gains. And it's crazy for anybody that does not realize that and does not see that. And if that is the case and you're listening to this now, wake the fuck up!
Some of these lawmakers are what did he say? He tweeted out a thing saying that they've made Israel feel abandoned by the U.S. What about all the other countries that Trump has made feel abandoned by us?
Yeah, by the way,
what about
I
the
think
people?
Israel feels good.
What about the people in this country that feel like our lawmakers have abandoned us?
Absolutely,
including the fucking people that are here legally, that are probably in some of these detention centers.
And I don't think people in Israel are like, oh, America, they are living their own lives. They're dealing with war and bombing and, their own problems. And they're not I'm sure all hung out oh, America's there for Israel. America loves Israel. America's got Israel's back.
I really wish we could not talk about Trump on here for a couple of weeks, but doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, he, a professor at Emory University, he said that Trump is basically attempting to pit those most concerned about racism against those most concerned about anti-Semitism. And it's true. It's like, no, Jews won't stand for your racist tirades. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this is just crazy. Personally, I like Ilhan Omar. I like what she's saying. She doesn't want people to be treated poorly. This is what you should want, you fucking orange orangutan. Ilhan Omar took so much slack for making the remark about how, American Jews are more loyal to Israel than they are to America or something, and she was attacked, and she was told that she was an anti-Semite, and now Trump is basically doing the same thing to her, telling her she's more loyal to her own country, and these 4 congressmen, 3 of which were born in America. You're so ignorant. Your insults don't even make sense, you dummy. Don't believe the lies. Don't believe the hate, whether they're coming from Hamas or they're coming from the President of the United States of America. Stand with the Jews who don't want you to ever forget what happened to them and don't want to let that happen to other people. That's happening right now in these ICE detainment camps. All right, so let's talk about this week's Torah portion.
Oh, boy.
There's not much peace, but there's a little bit of loving.
There's some loving, yeah.
There's
a talking donkey in this one.
Yeah, a talking donkey, voiced by Eddie Murphy, of course. So I guess it starts off that, the Jews, we're still trying to get to Israel. We're almost at Israel. We're on our way. It's the last stretch to Israel. And there is some, is he a king? I don't know, but he's some leader of some land, and he's afraid.
Yeah, Balak, he's the king of Moab.
Oh, he is the king.
He is the king.
So he's afraid that if the Jews go through his land, they are just going to, take everything and eat all the food and drink all the water, and he doesn't want that to happen. So he gets his sorcerer or something to come, and he wants him to curse the Jews.
The prophet Balaam, that's who he sends.
Okay, he's the prophet.
Yes.
He wants him to curse the Jews, but this guy, he's not going to curse the Jews.
Well, he wants to curse the Jews, but first his donkey berates him.
Oh, okay.
He gets.
That's right.
Yeah,
so he's on his way, and the donkey apparently sees an angel that God sent, and he stops. And then the donkey tries to go another way, and the angel's there again, and he stops. And he tries to go another way, and he stops. And each time, this prophet guy, he hits the donkey, and then after he hits him 3 times, the donkey's like, dude, why are you hitting me?
Yeah.
And he's like, whoa, you can talk? No. And he's like, oh, I'm hitting you because I'm trying to get to go somewhere and you won't go somewhere. And he's like, dude, I've been your donkey your whole life. Have I ever led you astray? And the guy's like, no. And then God's like, boom, now you can see the angel. And Balak's like, oh my God, there was an angel there. Thank you, donkey.
Yeah,
the angel's like, I was going to kill you. I was going to let the donkey live, but the donkey saved your life.
Who's the dumbass now?
Yeah, right. Who's the jackass now?
The jackass.
Yeah, and so then he's like, okay, you could go, but you could only say what God puts in your mouth. So then they go to, I guess, 3 different vantage points. They build altars, and he's like, curse him, curse the Jews. And he goes to curse the Jews, but he doesn't curse the Jews. He blesses the Jews all 3 times.
L'chaim.
And this king, I don't know, he's glutton for punishment. The first time he does it, he's just like, all right, well, let's try it someplace else. The second time he does it, like, let's try it someplace else. Each time, blessing the Jews. The guy's like, oh, I wanted you to curse the Jews, but you're blessing them. And then he starts talking about, I guess, how the Mashiach is going to come and how all of his people are going to get killed by the Jews and the Jews rule. But we think, oh my gosh, is this week's Parsha Torah portion, could it be good for the Jews? And are the Jews not going to get any grief or any trouble? But oh no, they might not get trouble from other people. But what happens?
Yeah.
The Jews bring trouble upon themselves.
Well, Balak, king of Moab, he did send, he sent his daughters. He sent some huas over.
Is that what it was? It's like, don't be cursing, just send the ladies, and the Jews will make their own mistakes. So I guess the Moab girls are kind of hot, and the Jews are kind of horny. They've been in the desert, and all their women have just been complaining the whole time.
Who doesn't like a shiksa after you've been wandering the desert for that long?
Hey, seriously, sometimes you just need to mess with the shiksa.
So a high-ranking Israelite official actually goes into a tent.
Well, first I think what happens is they like a bunch of Jews, they're all banging.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of Jews are banging.
Okay.
And then I guess what happens is they're like, hey, eat some of the whores or whatever, the pimps, I don't know. They're like, have some food. And then they're like, oh, and we're going to just do a little prayer to our God. Will you bow with us? And the Jews are like, we'll do whatever for pussy. We want that tray pussy. So they do that. And then I guess God puts a plague on them or something. And then one in particular goes and he brings another woman into a tent. And Pinchas, Aaron's grandson.
Oh, is that who it is?
He's
Okay.
Aaron's grandson, Pinchas. He kills both of them. He's like, no! And he kills the woman and he kills the dude. And I guess the plague against the Jews is done for the time being until I'm sure what's going to happen next
Right.
week. Probably another one. I mean, God should have just given them all an STD or something. He didn't have to kill them, this will teach you to fucking non-Jew.
Well, I mean, we've read these Torah portions. They really do make their point at the end of each Torah portion with a killing of some kind. People die every week.
Right? You got to die at the end.
Very few of these Torah portions end with a guy very heartfelt apology and promising he'll never do it again.
Or hey, everybody had a big party and got along. Why can't there be more endings like that? Right? That's just the ending. Pinchas kills them.
He kills them, and then it stops the plague.
And it stops the plague, and it's just that's it. Aaron's bloodline is still doing the heavy lifting.
I'm just saying, this would make a really weird Shrek sequel. That's for damn sure.
This is what happened with Donkey.
Yeah.
When he went after, and he's...
That's why they didn't make a solo donkey movie, because it ends with Pinchas killing everybody.
Oh, Pinchas. I had a friend growing up, and his Hebrew name was Pinchas, and I used to call him Penny.
Oh.
And I always called him Penny. And as we got older, he just wanted to be called Phil. And he did not want to be called Penny. But I loved calling Penny. I thought Penny's great. And I would always call him Penny. And he hated it. And I'd introduce him to girls. I'm like, this is Penny. And he'd be like, will you stop calling me Penny?
Yeah. You give him one in the Pinchas and one in the Stinkers.
Yeah, I guess he didn't know enough about his namesake. Don't tell him my name's Penny. These non-Jewish girls will think I'm going to murder them for fucking you.
Yeah.
Oh, now it all makes sense.
I think it makes more sense when you start thinking about it. Well, I don't know much about the Jewish names, but if you know what your Jewish name means, send us an email and help us learn more about what the Jewish names mean at American Jew Podcast at Gmail.
Yeah, and check us out on social media. We're at American Jew Podcast on everything except for Twitter. It's just at American Jew Pod. And of course, check me out and follow me at Jonathan Randall on Instagram. Oh my gosh, I just started putting back up scenes from a fridge and adventures of dating. So there's a lot of fun stuff on my profile right now.
Yeah, you can find me on the gram at Beatnik Nudnik. I take some blurry photos of various things there. I'm going to be at my National Bereavement Conference this weekend, and I'm sure I'll put up some happy photos from that.
I'm already depressed. But, hey, thanks for listening. Tune back in next week. Spread the love, stop the hate.
Giddy up.